What if I told you some people became millionaires just because they didn't laugh at Bitcoin, while the world ignored it, mocked it, called it fake internet money? A few ordinary people quietly bought it. And then something unbelievable happened. A guy bought 2 pizzas with 10,000 Bitcoins. Today, those pizzas would be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Sounds insane, right? But here's the scary part. The biggest opportunities in history always look stupid in the beginning, and most people realize it, only after it's too late. Back in 2009, Bitcoin was almost worthless. You could mine it on a normal computer. No fancy machines, no billion-dollar companies. Just random people sitting in bedrooms, clicking buttons, testing strange internet money. At that time, nobody cared. Banks laughed at it. Experts ignored it. Families called it a scam. Imagine telling your parents in 2010, "Hey, I'm spending my savings on digital coins from the internet." Most people would think you lost your mind. And honestly, maybe they had a reason. Because Bitcoin looked weird. No physical coin. No government backing it. No bank building. Nothing you could touch. Just numbers on a screen. But hidden behind those numbers was an idea powerful enough to change lives forever, and only a few people noticed it. See, Bitcoin wasn't just money, it was freedom. For the first time in history, people could send money online, without asking a bank for permission. No middleman, no central control, just person-to-person digital money. Simple idea, but revolutionary, and that's exactly why people ignored it. Because humans trust old systems. If something feels unfamiliar, most people reject it immediately. That's how the brain works. Safety first, questions later. But a few curious people looked deeper. They asked, what if this actually works? That single question changed their future forever. At first, Bitcoin was unbelievably cheap, less than $1, then a few dollars, then $10. People were buying hundreds of Bitcoins like it was nothing. Some mined thousands of coins from home computers while eating snacks and watching YouTube. They didn't know they were sitting on future fortunes. And honestly, most early investors were not geniuses. They were just early. That's the part people don't understand. Sometimes wealth is not about being smarter. Sometimes it's about seeing something before everyone else does. But here's where the story gets interesting. Buying Bitcoin early was not the hardest part. Holding it was. Because Bitcoin didn't go up smoothly. It crashed. Again, and again, and again. Imagine buying Bitcoin, watching your money double, then suddenly losing 80% of it. Most people panicked. They sold everything. Fear took over. And fear is expensive. Think about this. A guy buys Bitcoin for $100. A few months later, it becomes $1,000. He feels like a genius. Then the market crashes. Now it's worth $200. Panic begins. News channels scream, Bitcoin is dead. Friends laugh at him. Family tells him to sell before losing everything. So he sells. Relieved. Safe. Comfortable. Then, years later, that same Bitcoin becomes worth tens of thousands of dollars, and suddenly, the pain becomes unbearable. Not because he lost money, but because he lost belief. That's the hidden psychology of wealth. Most people don't fail because opportunities don't exist. They fail because emotions control their decisions. Fear sells too early. Fear waits too long. Fear follows the crowd. But wealth often rewards people who can stay calm while others panic. And this happened over and over again in crypto. Every crash created fear. Every fear created sellers. And every seller transferred opportunity to someone else. Now imagine 2 stickmen. One hears about Bitcoin early. He spends weeks learning, researching, understanding technology. The other laughs immediately. Fake money. Scam. Impossible. Years pass. The first stickman becomes financially free. The second one says, you just got lucky. But was it really luck, or was it mindset? Because rich-minded people behave differently. They study future trends before the world accepts them. Average people wait for proof. And by the time proof arrives, the biggest money is already gone. Look at history. Social media looked useless. Online shopping seemed risky. Now imagine someone in the 1990s saying, "One day people will buy everything online." Most people would laugh. Today, that sounds obvious. And that's the dangerous thing about opportunities. After success happens, everybody acts like it was predictable. But during the early days, it feels uncomfortable, confusing, risky. That's why so few people take action. And crypto exposed human psychology perfectly. People wanted guaranteed success. But opportunities don't come with guarantees. They come with uncertainty. That's the price of massive rewards. Now, this doesn't mean every crypto project was good. Far from it. Thousands failed. Many people lost money chasing hype, because greed can be just as dangerous as fear. Some bought random coins without understanding anything. Others borrowed money hoping to get rich overnight. And when crashes came, everything disappeared. That's another lesson early investors learned. Real wealth usually belongs to patient people, not emotional gamblers. The people who truly became rich from Bitcoin usually shared three traits: patience, conviction, and long-term thinking. They understood something most people ignore. Small opportunities can become massive over time. Imagine planting a tiny tree. At first, it looks weak, small, almost useless. Most people walk past it, but years later, that tree becomes enormous. Bitcoin was like that. Tiny in the beginning, powerful later. And here's the crazy part. Opportunities like this never fully disappear. They simply change form. Today, the world is changing again. Artificial intelligence, digital businesses, automation, online economies. New systems are being built right now. And just like Bitcoin in 2010, many people are laughing at them. But somewhere, someone is quietly learning, quietly building skills, quietly preparing for the future while others stay distracted. And years later, those same people may look lucky too. That's why the real lesson of Bitcoin is bigger than crypto. It's about awareness, seeing change early, thinking independently, and understanding that the crowd is usually late. Because the crowd waits for certainty, but certainty is expensive. The truth is, most people want success stories. Very few people want the uncertainty that comes before success. And maybe that's why wealth stays rare. So next time the world laughs at a new idea, don't blindly believe it, but don't blindly reject it either. Study it, understand it, think for yourself, because the next life-changing opportunity may already exist, quietly hiding in plain sight. And years from now, people may ask the same painful question again. Why didn't I see it earlier? If you want to understand money, wealth, and the hidden systems that control your future, subscribe now. Because the people who understand the future early usually win big later.